and like the brother read, it says what? No, you're not your own self. Of course you do. Okay, you're with yourself 24/7. Being in this truth now, you have the Heavenly Father through Yahweh Shai guiding you, showing you things that you have to address. Hey, you address it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things that you need to work on. Hey, the Lord might put the spirit on a brother for him to rebuke you and tell you, oh, you'll fix that, man. You can't be doing it all the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's up to you, okay, to take heed to that counsel and take the necessary steps to improve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you don't just neglect it and say, no, I don't. It's not true, man. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, that was Satan.
Yeah, that was Satan. No, that's you deceiving your own self, man. You know, because you're not willing to do the necessary work and doing the necessary sacrifice to to let that particular thing go. You know, because certain flaws that we have, it takes for another person to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs, I'll get it. It says as water. Hold on, real quick. Answer. This is the book of Proverbs, 27 and verse 19. It says, "As in water face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man."
Mm-hmm.
And like I stated, certain things it requires another person to point it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because like Scripture say, a man's way seemeth right in his own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Right to you, you think like I'm doing the right thing. There's nothing wrong that I'm doing. Right? Until it takes a third person, a person that's looking from the outside to say, "Oh shit, you're actually not doing that correctly, man." You know what I'm saying? That's part of what the as water answereth face to face, so the heart of man to man. Okay, because he's seeing the things that you don't see. You see, but once again, you gotta have an obedient ear and being receptive and not being hard-headed, man. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for looking in the mirror and then forget what manner of man.
Oh, okay, and James. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of James 2. Hold on.
Yeah, because bringing it back to that self-examination, you have to identify the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to identify the problem. And again, you do it through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay? Everything that is against the law, statutes, and commandments, you should abstain from these things. Okay? And then if you're doing them, okay, now you have identified the problem. Through the spirit of the Lord, through the scriptures, you know what to do or what not to do. Okay? And if you're doing them, okay, now you have a target to remove from again, as the brother mentioned, that leaven that you have to address, that leaven that must be removed from you. Okay, and again, the Lord is a fearful power. Okay, if you don't want to get right, he'll judge you. He'll bring judgment upon you. Okay, he'll bring chastisement upon you. But hey, to the point where if you don't want to get it, he'll dismiss you, man. Okay, he'll remove you from your place, man. Okay, because again, the Lord doesn't need us; we need the Lord. Okay.
Yeah. This is the book of James 1, and I'll start at verse 21. It says, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness."
Yeah, those are the sins. Those are the iniquity that you're doing, man. Lay them aside. Put them away from you. Okay.
And receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls.
Okay, because through the word you understand what to do, what not to do, the things that are pleasing unto the Lord. Okay, and how you can attain unto life everlasting. Okay, through your faith in Yahweh Shai, through the faith in these words.
Mm-hmm. It says, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only.
That's it.
Deceiving your own selves.
Again, applying the commandments, applying the knowledge that you've learned. Because it's one thing, okay, I know that the Lord doesn't like when people commit adultery. You have the knowledge, but if you still commit adultery, that knowledge is void. Okay, that knowledge is not beneficial to you until you apply it.
Mm-hmm. It says, for if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
Mm-hmm.
For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he is.
So again, you forget the right way. You forget what manner of man you are, man. Okay, because again, the Israelite man was created to serve the Lord, to obey His law, statutes, and commandments. But then afterwards, you go out in the world. Okay, at home you're the super Israelite. You keep all the commandments. Okay, you have one fabric clothing. But when you step out, you're a nigga. Okay, you're in the club popping bottles. You're committing adultery. You're stealing. Okay, you're doing all sorts of madness. Okay, that's not who you are, man. Okay, and again, you have to address those things, man, because you have to be a servant of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai everywhere you go, man. Okay, not just behind, not just in front of the camera, but also behind it. Okay. Also, when the video is not turned on, man, you have to be a servant of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai always, man. Okay, even when you're undercover. Okay, because Clark Kent is still Superman. Okay, even when he's faking the funk, even when he's faking to be a regular guy, he's still Superman. Okay, you see. And again, like pertaining to Clark Kent, it still has those morals. Okay, Clark Kent is the same person, but he acts like he doesn't know. All right.
This is 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 6. It says, "Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Hamashiach our Passover is sacrificed for us."
What precept is that?
1 Corinthians 5 and 6.
1 Corinthians 5 and 6. Yeah.
Yeah, so, we gotta take out the leaven, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the title says, you gotta address the issues before it becomes a bigger problem. Because what does the leaven do? You add a little leaven to whatever the dough that you're knitting, it's gonna rise. No matter you put a little amount, it will rise, man. Okay, showing you how that little issue could become a bigger problem. So being men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, you have to apply the scriptures. Like we read, don't be just a hearer, but you got to be a doer. Scriptures say what? In the book of Sirach, how that a wise man will not be ignorant of a small nor a great matter, man. You know what I'm saying? And anything we're analyzing, we're putting the microscope, whether it comes to prophecy or character development, we're analyzing and seeing where can I improve. So that's part of what taking out that leaven, man. So that way you may be a new lump, which ties in what putting on that new man.
And what did Paul say? I keep my body under subjection, as by any means I preach the word, and I become a castaway. Okay, because yes, you can know all the prophecies, you can be that great teacher. Okay, but if yourself, the fruits of the spirit, the inner man is not right, there's no point, man. You're not going to be delivered. Yes, you might have saved other people by converting them to the truth, but you yourself, you're not right, so you're not going to make it. Okay.
Okay, something else.
Before you bring that out, select. I have the word purge in that precept, and it says here the word purge. It says here to cleanse out, to clean thoroughly, to cleanse. Okay, to remove, because again, that iniquity, those evils, that issue, those problems is filth. Okay, it's evil spirits, man. Okay, you have to purge it out. You have to clean it. Okay.
Yeah, and once again, being in the time of the Passover, which is the true spring. Okay, the true new year. What's that term in the world? Where whenever it's springtime, they have spring cleaning. Yeah, when they take out unnecessary things from their household. So the same thing applies to your spirit, man. Unnecessary things that's hindering your growth. You gotta take it out, man. And that requires action, sacrifice. Which will be uncomfortable. But at the end goal, once you actually do it, you'll see the fruits of your sacrifice.
And again, the word purge in the Merriam-Webster, it says here to clear of guilt. Because again, if you sin, you're guilty. Yeah. Okay, it clears you from guilt. If you stop from doing these, hey, the Lord is gonna respect that. Okay, He used to do these things, now He's not doing it anymore. Okay, good. Okay, you see. And another one, it says to free from moral or ceremonial defilement. You're free from defilement, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says here to make free of something unwanted. Because deep down, we don't want to transgress against the Lord.
Right.
Okay, if you're in the right mind, you want to be right. Okay, and Paul said it himself. The inner man wants to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, but the outer man, okay, is the one that's causing me to go off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so deep down, your inner man wants to be pure, man. Wants to be like Yahweh Shai. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is says here to rid by purge, to get rid of. Okay, get rid of the evil of your sins, to get rid of all the of your iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. This is Ephesians 4 and verse 22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man,
Mm-hmm.
which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts,
Mm-hmm.
and be renewed.
Corrupt. That's the defilement. If you're corrupt, it's because you're defiled. Okay. I'll bring out the word corrupt. It's
Okay.
the what precept?
Ephesians 4 and 22.
22. Ephesians 4:22. Okay. You got it.
Okay, it says, I read it again.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Ephesians 4 and verse 22, it says, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and in true holiness.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to put on that new man, okay, and not be the same person that you were in the world. Because when people that you knew prior before coming to this truth, man, they should see a difference. They should see that, yo, he changed, bro. Is this the same? That's not the same Bob that I knew. You know, that's not the same guy. They should see a change in you, man. Because what? Now you have been baptized by this word, man. Now you have become a new creature. Your whole way of thinking has been changed now. Okay, that the scriptures speak about that, right? Because this truth, that's what it does. You know, it pulls down the strongholds. Okay, strongholds referring to what the things that you have learned in this world. Because since we came out the womb, we've been bombarded with lies. Okay, by Esau's indoctrination, the school system. Okay, just in general, the whole concept of, you know, because this world is founded upon lies. Your whole world was. Your whole reality was based upon a lie. So coming to this truth, now you've seen things clearly. So naturally, your mindset will change when it comes to, you know, having. Your mindset is gonna change. Okay, because that's what this word does. It changes your mind, changes your spirit. Okay, that's why the Lord said unto Nicodemus, you must be born again to have access to the kingdom of heaven. You see.
So I could read that again.
Ephesians 4 and verse 22, it says that you put off concerning the former conversation the old man.
Again, purge it out.
Which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness.
That's it. That's you, huh?
That's me.
Uber Eats?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the word corrupt in that precept, it says here to corrupt, to destroy. Okay. It says here to lead away a believer from the state. To lead away a believer from the state of knowledge and holiness which he ought to abide. Okay. To be destroyed, to perish. Because again, that's the way that it leads. Okay. The ways of the world, the ways of darkness, okay, anything that is outside the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai leads unto death, okay, it will corrupt you, it will destroy you, okay. That's why it says in Micah, let me bring it out real quick, okay, Micah 2 and 4, no, so like Micah 2 and 10, so like Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, okay. For this is not your rest. It is polluted. Okay, that polluted, the polluted would be synonymous to corrupt. Okay, this is not your rest. This place is corrupted. Okay, the code?
Yeah.
It's corrupted. So yeah, it says here, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. Okay, that's what's gonna lead. Okay, the iniquity, those little issues, if they're not fixed accordingly, okay, they will lead to your own demise. They will lead to your corruption. Okay, it will lead to you not being accepted of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And again, you have to remember, this is the whole purpose of us doing this work, man, to be accepted of the Lord, man. Okay, you see. Okay, and then going back to that definition again, it says here to be destroyed, to perish. Okay, you see. And as I mentioned, you don't want to, as Paul said, unless I be a castaway. Okay, the whole purpose of you doing this work, believing, doing the work of the Lord, so that you can obtain salvation, man. Okay, and those issues will get in the way of your salvation, man. Okay, and it's even worse when you know that those are things that you can easily fix. Okay, those are your inner demons that you have to battle, man. Okay, we all have things and problems that we have to face. We all have things that we have to work on. Okay, because again, we're in the flesh, so you can't tell me that you're perfect. You can't tell me that there's nothing that you can work on. Yeah, we all have things that we can improve on, man. Okay, you see, but work. Okay, do the work, man. That's what it means to keep your hands on the plow, man. Okay, because there's not just the work as a prophet in the sense of prophesying, doing videos. Okay, yeah, you're teaching others, but you have to teach yourself, man.
Yeah.
And then you have to apply that information, man. You have to work yourself, man. Okay, because you yourself, you're the workmanship of Yahweh Shai, of Yahweh Salakia. Okay, and there's a work that has to be done inwardly. Okay, it's a constant progress, because again, until we get changed in that perfect body, we still have work to do, man. Okay, in ourselves.
Mm-hmm. This is Romans 2 and verse 21. It says, "Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou preachest a man should not steal. Dost thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery. Dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest thy boasting of the law, through breaking the law dishonorest thou the Most High?" So, like the brother was saying, you got to apply also what you teach, because, we are indeed teachers, we make lessons pertaining to prophecy, as right now, things concerning character development, admonitions, edifications. But, you say it, you also have to practice it too, because, we can't be hypocrites.
Yeah.
Right? One of the best ways that a man teaches is what? By example. Right? You can't be saying one thing and then here it is, you're not doing it, man. Because that's what the wicked scribes and Pharisees were doing. And Yahushua did give strict warning to what? Just observe what they tell you to do, but don't follow after their example. Because them, they would say to do certain things, but they will omit them. They will not do it themselves. So, we have to practice what we preach, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because that's a bad look for the ministry as well. How are you going to tell someone to get right, but you yourself, you're not getting right? Okay? Are you going to, and again, like I said, it's a bad look for the ministry, because then people are looking at you, it's like, yo, this guy is saying this, is saying that, but look at his works. That can't be the truth, man. Okay? See, because he's telling me to be more humble, but look at that guy is so prideful. He can't get rebuked. I tried to rebuke him the other day because he was going off on this and that. He told me his rank is above mine. I can't talk to him like that. You see? There's things like that, man. Okay?
Yeah. This is Sirach 37 and verse 19. "There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable unto himself."
I said, how can you be? You're teaching others. People are benefiting from your teachings, but you yourself, there's nothing coming out of it, man. Okay? You see, because you yourself, you're not applying the knowledge that you're pushing for, man. You're being a hypocrite yourself, man. Okay? You're not working on yourself. You know that?
yeah, you're not being profitable unto yourself.
Mhm.
Like the scripture said. You know what I'm saying? Because what's it called? Scripture say what? To work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Mhm.
Part of us working in our salvation is addressing issues, things that have to be shed off.
Mhm.
Okay, because we're near the end.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And when Yahweh Shai comes back, he has to see his image within us.
Mhm.
Okay, and part of that is what? Addressing your issues, addressing your problems. You know, because you know what I'm saying, like I stated, he has to see his image within you, man. You have to be when the deliverance is here, we have to be on a certain level to where that like the job is done.
Mhm.
You know, the job of like shedding off the old man and things that could hinder your growth. You know what I'm saying? The dross, that's the word I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? The dross has to be completely shed at that time, bro.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord, puts us in certain scenarios for what dross to be shed off. You know what I'm saying? That's what the tribulations and are for. Okay, for us to be made perfect, just like gold is tried. At first, when you first find gold, it's not refined
Mhm.
that right instant as you find it. No, it's rough
Mhm.
until you
Muddy.
put in that fire. You put in that fire.
You refine it.
You refine it. That's when it looks like a shining, and you could do whatever with it. Do earrings,
Mhm.
a ring, watch, right? That's the final product.
Mhm.
So that's what the Lord is doing with his elect.
That's where you see the true value of it, because when you find it, when you take it out from the earth, it's mixed with all the other
Yes.
minerals. It's mixed with the dirt. It's mixed with the mud. Okay, but once it goes through that refining process, all that filth is removed. There's a separation. Okay, you see, and that's ultimately what, in the sense that gold is synonymous to the man of the Lord, the believers. Okay, they're separating themselves from the filth that's in the world. Okay, so that they can be found as valuable gemstones unto the Lord, man. Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me get this.
You got it.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 17. It says, "Wherefore come out from among them and be separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you."
That's it. What's the unclean thing? The things of the world. Okay, that's the sins. Okay, because again, the brother mentioned you being a new man. Okay, that filth. Okay, you don't want to go back to your vomit. Okay, again, vomit is unclean. Okay, is the filth that your body rejected. In a sense, if you go back into the world, if you go back to your filthy ways, that's you going back to your vomit, man. Okay, and that's a proverb. You don't want to be a part of those that join that lot, man. Okay, you want to be a part of those that stand strong for the faith of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and keep walking that straight path until He returns, man. Okay, so that you can inherit that life. Because you eating vomit, I can tell you, it's not gonna be good for you, man. Okay, it's not gonna be. There's no benefit in that, man. Okay.
This is 2 Peter 2 and verse 20. It says, "For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning."
We start from the top again.
Okay. 2 Peter 2 and verse 20. It says, "For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahushua Mashiach."
So through the knowledge, you're able to escape the pollution. Arise, ye, depart, because this place is polluted. Okay, so through the knowledge and understanding of this word, you are now you can escape the pollution. As it says, "He that believeth on me is passed from death unto life." Okay.
Yeah. It says, "They are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning."
And again, it's because you didn't resist. If you resist the devil, he's gonna flee from you. Okay. You have to put up a fight. And when you're weak, turn to the Lord. Okay, the closer you seek the Lord, okay, the further you are from the devil, man. Okay, the Lord will send His angels to protect you, man. We have our spiritual warfare instruments, man. Prayer, fasting, okay, reading, meditating on the scriptures, applying the commandments. We have our ways to defend ourselves from the attacks of Satan, from his wiles. Okay, we have to put our spiritual equipments to work, man. Okay, we can't let our sword get rusty. Okay, we have to sharpen up on our equipment, man. Okay, spiritual equipment. All right, that's how you're gonna be able to fight that battle. Okay, you don't want to go to war with rusty old equipment, man, that can't even hold up, man.
It says, verse 21, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Because again, it would have, as it says, fewer stripes are going to be given out to those that didn't know. So if you didn't know, okay, you'll get punished. But if you knew the will of the Lord and you didn't do it, oh man, it would have been better for you to die, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says, verse 22, but it has happened unto them according to the true proverb. The dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed to her wallowing in the mire.
Yeah, and again, because you were washed. Okay, through the word you were washed. Okay, but you said, nah, you know what? I'd rather go back in the mud. I'd rather go back in my filth. Okay, and again, you're a dog. Okay, you're a beast because you chose the flesh over the spirit. Okay, you chose the temporal over the immortal, the temporal over the eternal, Salakia. Okay, that shows you how low level you are, man. Because again, what does the world has to offer you, man? A chip and more slavery, more oppression. Okay, while the Lord has life more abundantly to give unto us, man. Okay, pleasures evermore, things that our eyes, our imagination can't even perceive. Okay, that's what we're fighting for, man. Eternal happiness, eternal joy, man. Okay, and you turning your back on that for crumbs, okay, for a happy meal. Come on, man. Okay,
and that's what not addressing issues will lead to. You know, you falling out, man.
That's it.
And going back, like you made the analogy to that vomit, man. You know,
you're gonna fall out because again, the Lord requires growth. Yeah, it's living waters. It moves. Okay, if you don't want to grow, if you don't want to correct yourself, you're gonna be left behind. We're not gonna look back. What did the Lord say unto Lot? Don't look back. You think he cried for his wife? He might have felt some type of way, but he didn't look back. He didn't care, man. He obeyed. He kept moving. Okay, and that's exactly the way that you're supposed to be in that truth, man. Okay, because again, we're seeking our own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, we know deep down, if you're an Israelite, we'll see you in the kingdom if you don't make it. Okay, but we're not in the business of losing souls. We're in the business of getting souls. You know, so, and again, everyone being in this truth, being our brother's keeper, we want to make sure to sharpen each other up. Okay, so that we do what is expected of us as servants of the Lord, man. Okay, you see.
You got some more?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Matthew 21 and verse 18. It says, now in the morning, as he returned into the city, he hungered. This is referring to Yahushua. It says, and when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, let no fruit grow on thee henceforth forever. And presently the fig tree withereth away. Okay. Yeah, like you said, you know, the Lord wants growth. You know, He wants fruits from His investments. You know, and not just, you know, you bringing in listeners, but also, like you said, you growing. Okay, because the more you grow, the more you become profitable unto Him. That's it. That's what the Lord wants. You know, He wants profitable servants. You know, it's like just with a business. If you have a business, you hire an employee. If the employee is not profitable to you, you're gonna fire him. he's just taking up space
Mm.
and wasting your money.
Mhm.
You know, here it is, he's not giving you more customers, he's not helping you with your business to grow.
Mhm.
You're gonna fire him and hire somebody else
That's it.
that could, do the job accordingly.
Because you have to think about that's an investment. That new employee, that's an investment. Okay, you want to make sure. Okay, if I bring him in, is he gonna be beneficial to the business, or is he just gonna keep me in the be a stumbling block? Okay, I mean, I want to move forward. Could you bring out the precept about the fig tree? Dig around it, yeah.
Okay.
Because this one, the Lord said, yo, he cursed it. Okay, this one is useless. What did he say unto the servant that hid his talent? He said, "Woe unto you!" He said, "Slothful and slothful," and he said something else. Unprofitable and slothful servant. Okay, you knew I was you knew what manner of man I was, and you should have done that so I can come back and have my investment. So I would have had my profit. You understood what manner of man I was, but you didn't do anything, man. Okay.
Yeah, this is Luke 13
Mhm.
and verse 6. It says, He spake also this parable.
Mhm.
A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard,
Mhm.
and he came and sought fruit thereon, and found nothing,
Mhm.
and found none.
Mhm.
Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard.
So again, that's the Yahweh Shai seeking for fruits, seeking for profit. Okay, and he found none. Okay.
Mhm. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard,
Mhm.
Behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and find none.
It's been a while. I'm here. I planted the fig tree, and it's supposed to produce fruit. Nothing's happening. What's going on?
Mhm.
It's being stagnant.
Cut it down. Why cumbereth it the ground?
Mhm.
And he answering said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also,
Mhm.
till I shall dig about it and dung it, and if it bear fruit, well, and if not, then after that thou shalt cut it down.
You see, it's like the master, that's Yahweh, and the servant is Yahweh Shai. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is asking for giving that mercy. Let me work on that tree. Dig. Did you read the dig?
Yeah. I'm reading again. It says, and verse 8, and he answering said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also,
Mhm.
till I shall dig about it
Mhm.
and dung it.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai making supplication for that tree, for that fig tree, which will represent a man in the truth who is not being profitable at the moment. Okay, and he says, well, if it produces fruit, good. If it doesn't, I'll remove it. Okay, so that shows you the mercy of the Lord, and in a sense, that would be the brothers, in a sense, rebuking you,
Mhm.
taking their time to make lessons with you, to go through breakdowns, doing lessons online. Okay, that's that what was that?
You could say, I don't want to
Digging
say
around
trench.
it.
Yeah, he digged around
We
it.
digged
I forgot
around
what
it.
the term is.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that it could be. So I think it's so it could breathe.
Yeah, I forgot the science behind it, but
Okay.
farmers usually do that with the
Okay.
tree so that I think either for more water or something. I'm not too sure.
Okay, but there's a science behind it.
Yeah.
But that's effort too. He's coming in, he's digging around it. Okay, because he didn't lose hope on that individual or on that tree. Okay, because he still has hope that it was gonna produce fruits. Okay, so he's digging around it. That's the brothers putting the effort to help that brother out, man. Okay, so it's not like the Lord leaves us destitute. Okay, we're not alone, man. Even if it's a lone walk, it's not a lonely walk. Okay, we have the body. Okay, that's also a part of our weapon. Okay, our spiritual weapons, the body, man. We have each other's back. Okay, and we can understand our struggle because we all go through it, man. We're all going through it, suffering the afflictions, the suffering of Yahweh Shai, man, as a body, as a collective. Okay. So again, that shows you the mercy of the Lord, because in the last precept, the master said, just remove it. There's no fruits, remove it. Okay? But in that one, he shows you that he actually put in the effort to give it a chance. Okay? But if it did, good. If it didn't, hey, the Lord doesn't need us, we need him. Okay.
I asked the demon,
Mhm.
digging around tree to make it grow.
Mhm.
It says digging around a tree to boost growth works best by creating a shallow, wide mulch ring,
Mhm.
2 to 3 inches deep,
Mhm.
rather than digging deep and disturbing established roots.
Mhm.
This technique removes grass competition,
Mhm.
boosts oxygen for the roots,
Mhm.
and retains moisture.
Mhm.
Crucially, never bury the tree's roots flare where the trunk uh, base expands with soil or much as this cause decay. But the point being, when you dig around it, it's giving it room for it to grow, giving
Yeah.
like we read oxygen to the roots,
Mhm.
and eliminating competing grass.
Mhm.
So in other ways, the Lord is, like you said, is giving you mercy. He's giving you tools
Mhm.
for you to to grow.
Mhm.
It's not like the Lord left us just without anything. You have a
Mhm.
brotherhood. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, come on, bro.
Mhm.
This is the lessons the apostles and elders made, and
Mhm.
the Lord will even put you in certain positions where you have more leisure time to where you could study things of that nature.
Mhm.
The Lord gives you the tools, man. That's part
Yeah.
of Him digging around it.
Mhm.
So now it's up to you to utilize those tools in
Mhm.
order for you to grow.
Mhm. And again, hence the title of the lesson is to when he dunks around it is what he's removing the unnecessary things around you.
Yeah.
Removing the impurity, the things that are withholding you from growth. Okay? Because Yahushai said, I'm about my father's business.
Mm-hmm.
He also wants to make a good investment. Okay? You see? All right? The Lord gave you this truth. This is a treasure. It says we have this treasure in earthen vessels. It's not for nothing that we have this, man. Okay? It's to flourish. Okay?
Yeah. Going back to Luke to finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
It says, verse 9, and if it bear fruit, well, and if not, then after that thou shalt cut it down.
Yeah. So you have mercy. You have time to get right. We're in this grace period, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. The doors of repentance are not closed yet, but we're getting to that point, man. So this is the time to get right, man. Okay. Because again, the Lord is gonna put it in the balance. What have you done in that? Well, I gave you the opportunity to get right. What were you doing? Okay.
That was it.
That was it. Okay. Psalms 119 and 101. I have refrained my feet from every evil way, that I may keep thy word. Again, resisting the evil. Okay, of casting aside, casting away the evil that you had the opportunity to do, so that you can stay in the spirit. I have not departed from thy judgment, for thou hast taught me. So again, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, that's what's gonna make you grow. Okay. It's gonna keep you away from that evil, man. If you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you're obeying. If you're obeying, you're not disobeying. You see? Um, let me get that. You want it? In my presence only.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Philippians 2, and I'll start at 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, yeah. So again, even if we have that help, you have to want it yourself. Okay, you have to understand why you're doing this work, man. Okay, for that penny a day, you have to understand. Okay, I'm in this truth to serve the Lord. Okay, so that I can lead a life that is pleasing unto Him, and that ultimately I can obtain salvation. Okay, you see, so that I may be found worthy of such honor. Okay, because you understand that what the world has to offer is nothing but vanity. Okay, to live a life that is pleasing unto the Lord, that's like the greatest honor that you can get in this life, man. Okay, especially in the times that we're in. Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of just to back up the precept or what he said too, there's a lot of our walk is off camera. That's you could apply it to where the apostle was telling the church of Philippians, not in my presence only, but in my absence as well. Because on camera, yeah, you could be the top Hebrew Israelite, you show this, that, the third, but off camera, what are you doing? You know, are you working on yourself? You know what I mean? So that's when the most works take place, man. You know, your service off camera.
You got something?
Uh,
Okay. It says here in Sirach 12, Sirach 18 and 30 to the point. Go not after thy lusts, but refrain thyself from thy appetite. Again, Salakia. If thou givest thy soul the desires that pleaseth her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies that malign thee. Okay? So again, in a sense, that's that go not after your lust. Okay, there's a precept that says, "Put a knife to your throat."
oh, if you
Yeah.
can after.
Yeah, you know, because again, knowing yourself, go not after thy lust. You understand that those are the things that can make you fall. Okay, if you know you have a drinking problem, why are you Friday night at a bar, man? Okay, why are you in that situation? Why are you in that position? Okay, you see. You know that woman has a man, but she's feeling you. Are you gonna be left in a position to be alone with her, where you could cross that line? You have to understand, man. Give not yourself, go not after your lust, man. Okay. And again, that comes with self-examination.
Yeah, Proverbs 23 and 2.
Mhm.
It says, and put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite.
Again, if you're a man given to appetite, you know, okay, I'm someone that I eat a lot. I like food, or I like this, I like that. I have to be able to tell myself no. I have to be able to control my body and not allow my body to control me. Okay, because again, that's what a beast, that's what an animal does. Okay, it follows his instinct. Okay, we can't follow our instincts. We're spiritual. We're beyond that. Okay. You see, we're from above, okay? We don't let this flesh control us because this flesh is death, is tied to corruption, okay? It only wants pleasure, okay? While seeking after Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you have to abstain, you have to refrain, okay? You have to suffer, okay? To obtain the kingdom. That's the path that we have to walk, man, okay? There was a precept that came in my mind, jumped out. Okay, yeah, I'll let you close.
Okay, come. All right. Hey, so with that, man, we're going to close it off there, man.
Mhm.
All right. Giving all the praise, honor, and glory.
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash.
Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, we're going to say Shalom.
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 Bata.